Hey, how you doing, bud?
Good, dude, you?
Absolutely doing well. Oh, let me get that unlocked. Sorry about that. Push in on the big part and then pull out on, there you go. And let me know if you have enough room. I had somebody up the front. Okay, looks like.
All good, dude.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's get y'all on the road here.
Someone just drive past. The fucking tire popped.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
What happened?
They were saying.
Someone's tire just fucking exploded.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it made a right noise.
Probably going over that little curb right
Yeah.
there or something. Oh, jeez. Dang.
Fuck, I hope it wasn't John.
So y'all are good with room?
Yeah, man.
All good? Okay,
Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, take off my blinkers there.
It's a good little GoPro.
Yes, so I've
Oh,
got,
you've got double GoPro.
I got
Nice,
double.
man.
So I video all of my drives, all of my, because the car's driving us.
Yeah.
So it's full self-driving. I do all of my.
Oh shit, you're not even steering.
I'm not doing anything,
What
dude.
the fuck?
Yeah,
That's sweet.
I've not even seen that here.
yeah.
Have
That's
you?
That's why Daniel got his Tesla, bro, because
Have you seen that though for an Uber?
This is gonna get
no,
you.
not for an Uber.
Yeah, this is gonna get you all the way to your destination
Holy
without me having done a thing. I
shit.
pressed a button once y'all got into the car.
Yeah.
So really,
And
you're
it's-
just an entertainer.
Look
I'm
at
just-
this.
I'm not doing
You're a
anything.
showman.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Dude,
I'm
that's
just.
awesome.
That is insane.
I've
bro.
always told people, we work in oil and gas, so Teslas
Yep.
get a lot of hate,
Yeah,
but I've always said that if you...
the technology though.
The technology is undefeated.
Dude,
Yeah.
it changed lane. It just changed lanes to
Yep.
turn. What the hell?
Yeah, it's gonna do everything. So I get, as you might imagine, living in Houston, Texas,
Yeah.
I get a lot of oil and gas executives
Yeah.
into the vehicle. And it's the same, I get it. And you know what? I've never really gotten any, like, what I would call Tesla hate
Yeah.
from in any oil and gas. What their thing is like, they love the technology. Because one thing,
Dude, it's a nice car.
one thing you can say about oil, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Some of the most, high level technological feats that have ever been done or are being done are in the oil and gas industry.
Exactly.
So they respect really good technology.
Yeah, the technological advancement. And
Yeah. Like, honestly, one of the dudes that probably had the greatest reaction to it was a guy that he works at, I will leave him and his company nameless, but he works at a drilling contractor. And he's one of the dudes that works on the software that does, like, remote drilling.
Yeah.
And so,
That's
obviously,
that's all autonomous, right?
that's
yeah.
autonomous. So this is a guy that deals in the utmost of autonomy that's having to go literally miles below the Earth's surface, And so he's seeing this car drive itself and make all the decisions. And he's like, that's amazing. I love that. And this is a guy that drills for oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His job, his day job, everything he's done in his professional life, everything he went to school for, is to go and drill for hydrocarbons, to drill for dead dinosaurs. But at the same time, he sees this technology and he's like, oh yeah. And so I personally, what I've told folks in the Tesla community is you need to always keep your arms open for folks in the oil and gas community, because some of the best engineering talent you're ever going to meet in your
100%.
life are in the oil. And so
Their brains are working on.
and so the minute you can, at some point in time, what happens is they get into a Tesla and they're like, or something with an Elon Musk industry.
Yeah.
And they see like, holy crap, I want to hitch my wagon to that dude. And we get them. And so I'm just telling you, the history is littered with the amount of folks that Elon has gotten out of certain industries and brought them over to his neck of the woods. But you don't do it by telling people that, they're bad for this or bad for that.
100%.
Because that's why I'm here. I was in the oil and gas industry for 30 plus years, and I'm an Elon stan. So it can happen.
Yeah.
I got into a Tesla about 4 or 5 years ago.
I fucking love Tesla.
And then I bought my own 3 years ago, and now here I am. I'm a Tesla nerd, Elon stan, You know,
we
trying to
hadn't
preach
asked,
his technology to everybody.
I would not have known that you weren't driving the car. if
I
I
have
didn't
not
ask.
done
No,
a
no
thing.
chance.
I have not done a
fucking
thing.
Right, and it's a
Insane.
smooth ride. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not braking hard, cornering sharp.
Yeah.
no,
Right.
it really is amazing.
So there's only certain, I might be wrong, but there are only certain cities where you can go fully autonomous on
No.
at the moment.
I think you
Well,
can go anywhere.
For Teslas,
States.
so this is the difference. This is the decision Elon made years ago.
Yeah.
So there are cities like Waymo
Yeah.
where they use Lidar and where they have now out in fullness and fair disclosure, they are actually truly driverless right now.
Yeah, there's
like
hardly
they actually don't
anyone in
have
it,
a drive,
right? Yeah.
but they are geofenced. So it's only in
Like
like
they can
three.
go certain perimeter.
Like we're just getting them now in Houston.
That's we barely even have them. Right?
Yeah.
So it's basically L.A., San Francisco,
They got 'em in
Austin, Arizona, and I think they're about to go to Atlanta and a couple here in Houston. But the thing is they're geofenced, and it's only like the one in Austin is literally like. It doesn't even have the airport in it. I mean, it's right above the airport. It can't even, like, it's, I'm not trying to shit on Waymo. Don't get me wrong, because we need Waymo. I love Waymo. But their approach is basically like you got to keep it geofenced, and then you just keep kind of spreading that up.
Yeah.
Tesla's, on the other hand, which is vision-based. They don't use LiDAR. So everything here is eyeballs. There's 6 cameras on. It's all cameras, photons in, controls out, and it's a neural
That's
net.
amazing that it
Yeah.
knows that car's not going to go.
Can it do right on red?
It can do everything. It makes all the decisions.
Really, it
all
does
of
right
them.
on red.
So it's generalized. So I can literally ride in this car all the way to New York City.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I have to pull over for charging stops.
Of course.
But it would autonomously take me all the way across the
But
country.
it would autonomously take you to charging stations.
Yes.
Based on the geographical.
That's
route
right.
that you're taking.
All of
So
that's in there.
It knows how many miles you have left, like
Yep.
hypothetically.
And it would automatically.
50%.
So if I were to type it, like, exit, let's say, hey guys, let's go to New York City. It'll take us 2 days, but let's go. I would type in whatever the hotel is in Manhattan. It would already pre-plan all the charging stops. The FSD would automatically take me to those charging stops, back me up into the charging stall, and then the only thing manually I would have to do is get out of the car and put it in. And those days are numbered.
Yeah.
They're going to have
That's gonna be
the
a robot
wireless.
plugging it in.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
The
that
next
they're gonna
step is
come out with
wireless.
is the wireless. The ones
Right.
where you can just back into it and it automatically starts.
So Elon is going to start. I don't know if you've heard this, but in Austin, it's this month. We don't know the exact date yet, but it's this month. Is that he's actually starting a driverless robo taxi in Austin?
Oh, wow.
So and it's going to be small. There's going to be like 20 Tesla, like Model Ys.
Yeah.
This is a Model 3, so they're going to have like 20 Model Ys. It's just going to be a little spot in Austin, but they're going to be completely driverless. They'll be doing the exact same thing, and it'll be for the public.
Yeah, that's
They'll be
awesome.
doing the exact same thing I'm doing right now for you, except there won't be me in the drive. But what you're going to see is you got into the back of my Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I swiped to accept the ride once y'all were both in. I pushed a button on the Tesla, and we're going to get to your destination, and I will not have done a thing. And you can say to yourself, like, well, we didn't need him. And this is Houston.
Yeah.
And this is like going from one section of Houston to another. So this isn't even
Craziest
geofenced.
driving, right?
Right. So that's where Elon's brilliance is, that, look, it's going to take us longer at first because we don't have LiDAR as a crunch.
Yeah.
But if we go with vision only, vision based, and we keep it generalized, not geofenced, eventually we're going to catch up, and then we're just going to blow them out of the water because we can scale so much quicker. So this is going to come to Houston too, where it'll not this year likely, but they're going to, once it launches in Austin, and then it's going to scale. So it'll be 20 at first, and you know what's going to happen. It's going to work.
It's gonna
like
be
this is is this working pretty good?
Incredible.
So
This is as good as I would be driving.
so it's going to work. Then they're going to
After a few beers.
then they're going to increase it to 30, then to 40,
Yeah.
then to 100, then to 1,000, and then the next thing you know, once they're scaled in Austin, they'll be like, well, we're good in Texas because the traffic laws are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So let's go to Dallas, let's go to Houston, San Antonio,
expand, right?
and then it'll start other states are going to look at that, especially California. California.
Yeah, they're going to be all over.
They're going to be all over it. Florida will be all over it.
Now, Waymo's already in California.
Yes. Waymo is in LA and San Francisco.
LA.
Yep. They've been in fact, I want to say Waymo has been
10 years.
Yeah, they've been there for a while.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing, though, not funny. They've been there close to 10 years. They still only got like 600 or 700 Waymos there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, like where, and don't get me, like I said, all kudos to Waymo because they were the first ones to do it driverlessly, but they're having a hard time scaling.
Yeah, no, Tesla is definitely strength in numbers.
Yeah.
But I think that the way that it's going to transition into like semi trucks, for example.
Yes.
Getting involved, it involves LiDAR. You need LiDAR as a semi truck just to ensure everyone's safety, right?
Well, you know, there's a debate on that. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, I am not an engineer. I am not a scientist. So I know this is one of the biggest debates in the Tesla community. And I would say further out, let's just say not just us Tesla nerds.
Automobile industry.
I would say, most people in the automobile industry don't even know what the hell LiDAR is. I'm talking about true, autonomous engineers, like folks that know I would even bring pilots into that, like folks that understand autonomy, and AI engineers, like engineers that deal with hell, I would say even that drilling contractor I talked to, he knows more about artificial intelligence and autonomy than some automobile engineer in Detroit does. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Those folks, there is definitely a debate still being had about, all right, where do we absolutely need LiDAR, and where is LiDAR either not necessary and it wouldn't have, it would just add expense, or in some cases, because it's operating off a neural net, is a crutch that would actually hurt the development of the when I say neural net, do y'all know what I mean?
No, I've never heard of that.
So the software program that this Tesla FSD, full self-driving, is running off of is what's called a neural net. Okay. In artificial intelligence, they have built certain software programs that are constructed essentially just like the human brain. Mm-hmm. So that's why the term neural, obviously the neural pathways in our brain. And so it learns like a human brain would learn. And there's a lot we don't understand about it. There's like these hidden layers in the neural net as they're doing the reinforced machine learning that even the AI scientists themselves that are training the neural net don't really know what's going on. It's just working.
Wow.
Kind of like quantum computing.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
It just keeps working. It just keeps getting better. And so what they do is this neural net, they feed it millions and billions of video clips of good drivers, of like what to do in certain scenarios. So as you can imagine, early on it did a great job of staying within the white lines. You know why? Because there's tons of video data of people driving within white lines. So one of the first things that the neural net was able to pick up on is, all right, I need to when it's white lines, I stay in it. When it's a yellow line, don't go over it. That's easy. But as you all know, there are certain driving scenarios that you may only see once a month, once a week. Yeah. Like they're some crazy shit. And the neural net initially wasn't doing well at that because there wasn't a lot of video. So that's why another genius of Tesla pushing this out to the fleet and having it be in vision based is because you get all that data back. And so these Tesla owners would have to intervene in these complex situations. Yeah. But as soon as they intervened, a 10 to 20 second video of that was taken, sent back to Palo Alto.
And it learns from it.
They just keep feeding it in. And then every month or so, when you get a new over-the-air update to the software, you're like, holy crap, not only has it gotten better, but that scenario that it was screwing up on for the last 9 months, now it's good to go. Now and so there's a part of the community that says the minute you invite LiDAR into that, that's a crutch. And just like like when you're teaching your 9-month-old, or not teaching, but trying to get them to walk, the last thing you want to do is give them like something to, you want them to have to struggle to learn to walk.
Yes.
You want that struggle because ultimately, not only are they going to do it quicker, but they're going to do it better. But if every time your child tries to get up and start walking, if you run over there and say, no, let me pick you up and help you across the room, well, they're never going to learn to walk. So that's kind of like, there's a real fundamental debate going on in the community about that. And the reason why that's because I will agree with you on the surface, as a non-scientist, as a non-AI engineer, I would look at that and go, well, just add on as much LiDAR as possible for safety. The problem is that taps out at a certain point. Like LiDAR can only do so much.
It really needs to be used as a backup, because the cameras can be manipulated or they can be compromised during certain driving situations.
Well, so can LiDAR, though. There's nothing that you can't, like if we're talking about manipulation, you can manipulate LiDAR just as much as you can.
Yeah,
so it's really more about the development of the neural net itself. Like ultimately, everything's going to be AI at some point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so once you've made that decision, like, hey, is it going to all be AI? Are we going to be getting transported around by AI or not? Well, if the answer is yes, then you just go hard in the paint on AI. And because LiDAR's not AI. Like you said, LiDAR is an age-old, it's
satellite data.
It's a satellite data, but it doesn't teach you anything.
And then real quick, I don't know if you can take a right here.
Okay, so it's not the pin?
Drop us off right here.
No, I can take you wherever you want, so it's not the pin right there. It's not this place.
Yeah, it's going to be this one on the right.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
let me go ahead and take over. No problem. And then where do you want me to take?
You can just pop into this little driveway
this driveway? No problem. Yeah, so is it one of those things where it has a problem putting the pin exactly?
Yeah,
I've got that's no problem at all, man. And let's see, drive you up to.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, fellas. Well, it was great talking to y'all.
Likewise.
That was the best Uber journey I've had. Yeah.
So how did y'all like it?
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Insane.
Was it so smooth?
I've always been a big Tesla guy. I think Elon is probably the best genius mind of our generation. But seeing it to believe it,
So was this your first time in a full self-driving vehicle?
Yeah,
So you saw me.
I've been in a Waymo before.
You didn't touch
You have been?
I have been in a Waymo.
Okay, so how would you compare and contrast? Obviously the biggest contrast is other than me being right here, and the fact that I was here, even though I didn't do a thing, I was here, and you're currently required to have me here. But take that out of the equation, the ride in this FSD versus the Waymo.
I think it was perfect. I think it was very comparable to the Waymo that I drove in.
Okay, interesting. And out is San Francisco or LA?
Yeah, I drove in San Francisco.
Well, guys, it was great talking to y'all.
Likewise.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Have a great evening.
You too. Very nice.